Does your purpose and your career have to be linked? I think so many people have their quarter life and their midlife crisis because they're recognizing that the thing that they spend most of the hours in their day doing, like 40 hours a week, whatever it is, the day job that you have, people think that like it's not in alignment with who I am. So I feel so upset or so disjointed from like my personality and who I actually am, because if you're constantly living a very authentic full life in other aspects of your life, in your friendships, in your relationships, in other ways that you choose to spend your time, and yet like 45 hours a week you're spending it working for someone else, working for something that you maybe not are not passionate about, or something that doesn't fill your cup, but you know that it pays the bills. I think there's such a disjoint matter where people are so used to saying like, yeah, but it's work, and yeah, but it's work, and everyone has to work. And this is something I've personally been trying to deprogram from my head, because I was raised by an immigrant parents. Like, my dad has worked hard for his whole life, like 35 years at the same company, and his mindset has always been like, work is supposed to be hard and work is not supposed to be fun. A lot of ways I've internalized that, and I've kind of taken it in as, oh, well, it's supposed to pay the bills. And I think that's the rhetoric that goes around in media, and in general, people are just always stressed about work, and that's such a normal thing. It's almost more rare when someone says, oh, this is my dream job, I'm doing my dream job. Like, a lot of times when you find someone that's doing that, you're like so happy for them, but you're also like, how does that actually exist? Does it actually exist? And I think when the thoughts come with the quarter midlife crisis, you're like, your first thought is, oh, I need to change my job immediately, I need to let go of this, I need to just immediately change my life in that way, because then the external will prove that like, oh, where I'm spending my time is going to be somewhere else, where something that fills me up more, and something that brings me more joy. Something that I've personally been sitting with is, do you actually have to leave the job that doesn't align with you in order to find that sense of happiness and purpose in your life? And personally, I find it really hard to compartmentalize and decide that like, this thing that I'm doing for 45 hours a week is something that I just have to know as something that I have to do, not as something that I want to do. And don't get me wrong, I'm really grateful for my job. I feel like I learn so much. I work with really interesting, cool people. I think that I'm working on a cool product, but I think it's not me. If I'm being totally honest, I don't think it's authentic to who I am and who I want to show up as a person in this world. I think everyone who has the mindset of like, oh, well, it's still work, or well, it's still like I have to do this job, or I have to pay the bills, is living in the scarcity mindset, because it's kind of easier. It's kind of easier to believe that this is as good as it gets, because then it doesn't give you the responsibility of, well, now you have to go change your life. Because the second that you decide to leave the job, whatever is comfortable, you have to take a bet on yourself, take that leap of faith that even if you can't see what's going on, you have to believe that there could be something better out there for you, which is the abundance mindset. And I've been trying to live with the abundance mindset in all aspects of my life, but I will admit, it's hard to take the leap when you know that what you have is safe and good, and sometimes it could take time to get yourself there to make the transition that you know you want to make.